Yo, what's going on with y'all, man? And what mess for the females? Hey, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a divine message from the Tall Whites. This one related to pretty much what is y'all current mission on Earth right now. I just asked that question to NEET and the Tall Whites came through. I could see why too, because like I remember when I made the video about the aliens and how they mentioned the overall purpose of the Earth and stuff like that. I was talking about how I had this question in mind, and I thought that the Lyrans or Pleiadians would pull up. This kind of deals with that because the Tall Whites are in the same group of the Pleiadians and Lyres and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they popped up. I could see why. Because they are really they're watching the Earth big time. They're gonna be some of the first ETs that actually come down to Earth and everything like that. So yeah, they're very connected with humans. But let's get into this video, right? So we are going to start first with the fact that they mentioned that a big thing that they're doing right now is awakening star seeds, and that their biggest focus is on star seeds because star seeds are going to help the regular humans. Now, a lot of people are star seeds and don't even know that shit, and the Tall Whites are helping them heavily, right? This isn't to say that Tall Whites aren't helping humans too, but they are really focusing on more star seeds, and they're helping starseeds to activate so that way those starseeds can help humans. In fact, when those starseeds help humans, the Tall Whites may have gave that human a mission, you know? So with that being said, that's like one of the main things. But the first part is like the overall energy of what they're trying to do. So two things, right? I want to mention that first is helping people to heal and trying to get people to calm down more, especially starseeds, right? You see, a lot of starseeds cannot be fully activated because they still have trauma, which blocks them from connecting with their soul and their spirit, which already understands that I'm a starseed here for a certain kind of thing. So because of that, they're helping people to heal their heart, heal their mind, heal their emotions. They're helping people to heal and to calm down right now, to really just take time to just settle down, calm down, take a deep breath, and really settle into their being and their purpose on this earth, right? They're trying to really help in regards to healing and stuff like that, to really get the blocks that prevent, to really get rid of the blocks that prevent people from connecting with their, more ET nature and stuff like that, connecting with their soul and their spirit in general, right? They're also trying to help people focus on looking within themselves. They're trying to help people. They try to help people focus more inside themselves to discover the divinity and their true nature inside themselves. They're also trying to help people to find their crew, like find the people who are truly aligned with them, which it doesn't always seem like that when people are falling out of your life. But if people keep falling out of your life or you keep feeling isolated, that's because you haven't found your people yet, and the people that you're around might not be your people. And they're helping to facilitate that. But that could only happen if you discover your true nature. Because here's the thing, right? At different points of our lives, we may have different friends that are pretty much aligned with who we were, that pretty much align with who we were at that period of time. So with that being said, right, let's say at one point you did karate, right? But then you started doing basketball. You have the karate friends and the basketball friends, right? Now with the Tall Whites, they're on some stuff where it's like, we know who you're meant to be, right? So while going through all these changes, normally you might have certain friends for that season, but now they're on some stuff like, you don't really gotta have those friends for that season. We're gonna keep you alone because if you start to make these new people, you're just gonna drop them anyway, and it's going to interfere with who you're gonna be in the future anyway. But at the same time, on the flip side, they may introduce people into your life who aren't going to be there for a long time, but that still shows you what kind of people you want to be around. And being around those people help you to understand more about yourself and how you vibe with certain kinds of people. So you could be either mad isolated right now because they're saving you for something better. You could be meeting a whole bunch of people, then they're falling out of your life. It could be everyone's falling out of your life. Or you might be meeting the real people right now who are really aligned with your true mission and purpose and stuff like that. It kind of just depends on where you're at inside your journey and how you best learn. Because if you best learn from being with people who reflect things to you, you'll be around people. But if you're more of a person that just has to be isolated because when you meet new people, you get too involved, and then you go super duper downhill, and then the breakup is always like a big, it's like the breakup is always a big giant thing. And I mean, when I say breakup, I don't mean like just boyfriend, girlfriend. I also mean like brother, sister, friend, best friend, right? If you get super duper involved, usually you give it your all, just for it to always break up at the end, no matter what kind of friendship it is, they might keep you isolated because they don't want you to meet a new person and then go full in just to have shit go to shit. But if you're a person who could just make friends, you're chilling with them, you know, they live your life, it's like, damn, I wish they stayed in my life, but I was invited with them anyway. It's like, okay, you can handle meeting certain people, learning certain shit, but not being with them for a long time. So it all depends on the kind of person you are and stuff like that, right? There's various other factors too. But yeah, so they're helping you to understand who you truly are inside yourself, right? To really look inside yourself and really understand who you are, what the freak you want out of your life, and what you're here to do on the earth. They're here to help you connect with people they're helping you to connect with people who are meant to connect with you. And also, they're trying to help people to actually be able to experience the higher aspects of life where things are more pleasurable and not always be in suffering, trying to get you out of suffering. And they're trying to get people to realize that they can always call upon them and always just truly make wishes on earth and actually see them manifest. But people don't realize that because they're trying to manifest either the wrong things, or they're doing it for the wrong reasons, or they're not even doing it the right way. But they're trying to say that they're trying to show people more and more that they have the power to create their dream on earth, that they have the power to create pleasurable experiences on earth. But they just aren't realized, but the people are failing to realize how to properly do it. How certain things that they're trying to manifest isn't going to actually be a pleasurable experience in the sense of spiritual pleasure. It might be physically pleasurable, but it's not going to help their spiritual pleasurely life. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to say that, they're trying to help you in regards to the fact that you can have a beautiful life on earth, but your sense of beautiful might not be the same. Your sense of beautiful might not be the highest and truest sense of beautiful, and they're helping people to realize that. That's why you may have certain opportunities that you think is super duper sweet, but it goes bad because it wasn't actually that sweet. They're trying to get you to move over here, which shit actually is sweet, whatever it is, right? So yeah. Now, with that being said, then I made it more specific in regards to what's happening physically, what's happening spiritually. So physically, right, they're trying to help people to become more free, right? On all levels of physical life, whether it's free in your relationships, free in regards to financial freedom, things like this, right? They're trying to help with that right now. But people aren't understanding, people are able to become free because people are not willing to do what it takes to become free. People are not willing to let certain things go. People aren't willing to trust themselves to do certain things, right? People aren't willing to take the certain actions or to stop doing the certain actions that would actually allow them to be free. But they're trying to help people to become free on all levels. And you need to really sit down and be like, damn, when that thing didn't work out, was that actually a good thing? Did maybe, because granted, your spirit is controlling what happens and does not happen to you, but your spirit is also in cahoots with other beings. Like your spirit might work with the tall whites for the tall whites to shut some shit down, and then it's trying to help you out in the long run, you know? So your spirit does control every aspect of your life, but your spirit does let other beings influence your life if it's going to help with the plan that your spirit has for you, right? So I'm saying that because I'm not trying to act like your spirit doesn't do shit, but these other beings influence you also in accordance to the will of your spirit. Now, I'm saying that because, especially with starseeds, right? A lot of starseeds have problems obtaining wealth. A lot of spiritual people in general, because they have distorted money views, or they're not willing to do what it takes to actually get money. For example, like selling people stuff, right? A lot of people in general, right? But a lot of spiritual people, a lot of starseeds, they may feel bad trying to sell things because they feel like selling things always has like a bad name. Because I ain't gonna lie, like there's always stuff about like dirty car salesmen, stuff like that. People don't feel comfortable selling things because they don't want to take people's money. But think about it like this: what if you had the best thing to offer ever, and you were giving it out for a price that could be more, but you're not even doing it for that much? At that point, it's like you would be doing the wrong thing by not telling it. It's like, yo, bro, I got this really good thing for you, bro. I got this really good fucking thing. Normally it costs $1 million. This shit only fucking $10 over here, bro. Please take this shit, my nigga. I'm trying to help you. Like, if you're trying to help niggas for real, sometimes selling shit does involve that. Because if you have something that it really is worth money, right, and that really can help people, right, why would you not help niggas with that shit? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but that's just like financial freedom. There's other forms of freedom too. a lot of spiritual people also have big hearts. So therefore, they're sticking around with certain people in situations which are limiting them, but they can't accept that shit. You know what I'm saying? They can't move on and actually be free. So it's actually a lot of our actions, or it's actually a lot of our actions and or inactions that are making us not free. And they're trying to help niggas overcome that shit. I'll be right back. Hold on, I gotta check on something real quick. Yeah, like I was saying, that's one thing. They're trying to help niggas become more free right now, right? Second thing, right? Deals a lot with home life and work life and being prosperous in both. Prosperous does not always just mean with money, but that is one form of prosperity. But prosperous just means to prosper, right? And when you're prospering, you're pretty much doing well for yourself, and you're pretty much living in like a higher state of life. You're not suffering, right? When it comes to your home life and your work life, they're trying to really help you find your strength so that way you can prosper. When I say your strength, right, they need you to be strong in the sense of like, how can I put this? Your inner strength will allow you to do certain things which normal people wouldn't do, right? So you need to understand your own strength and your ability to actually create what you want for yourself and to not let people push you over. So if a certain job isn't treating you right, you need to either talk to that job about, bro, I'm gonna need some type of change, or find a new job. You are strong enough to actually do this stuff. A lot of people stay in situations that are limiting them because they don't have the strength to actually overcome that thing and do something new. Because it may seem like a lot of people don't want to leave their job because I've been here for a while, yada, 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 you know what I'm saying? We can get money, but they don't realize that there could be something better for them out there. Now, I'm not saying just quit your job with no plan, you know what I'm saying? I think it's really important to line up a new job and then quit, if anything, right? Like my boy, for example, one of my boys at my school, right? He used to work at the school, but he had like his family was moving around and stuff like that. He was gonna have to move also and stuff. Plus he wanted to get his own spot, but this job wasn't paying him enough and stuff like that. He liked the job, but he was like, bro, I need some other shit. He found an opportunity at AT&T to become a manager and stuff like that. You know, he's about to become a manager at AT&T, make way more money, be able to afford that apartment, all that, you know? So it's like, if he needs to have the strength to be like, damn, I love this job, but I gotta go, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do that shit. With your home life too, right? If there's certain stuff in your home life that you don't like, you need to find what you can do to change that. You may need to speak up to certain people, or recognize that what people do doesn't need to affect you inside your life. You're strong enough to control your emotion. Pretty much when it comes to strength, it's all about like, you have the power to do something. Are you willing to do it? The stronger you are, the more willing you are to actually do that thing. You need to find your strength, whether it's, hey, you need to actually confront people, or maybe it's stop letting people bother you so much. And you know what I'm saying? You have the power to control how you feel. Like, it could be whatever it is, right? It all depends on certain people, you know? So with that being said, they're trying to help you find your strength in order to apply that to your home life and work life, and so you can become prosperous in all those, right? They're also trying to pretty much help people to protect themselves and reconcile things from the past. So when you reconcile things, see, a lot of people will hold a grudge or hold resentment because they think that, oh, this person did me bad, or this thing did me bad, therefore I need to always hate this thing. I need to always hate this thing, because if I hate this thing and I get mad at this thing, I won't do it again. But it's like, no, you need to reconcile with that and understand why it happened. What did it show you? What did you learn from it? When you actually learn the lesson, you'll naturally protect yourself. So for example, right, a lot of people get into bad relationships, right? And then they hate the guy or they hate the girl, but they still get inside of shitty relationships after. If they just reconcile with the past and understand what really happened, why things really happened, what that was trying to really show them, if they truly learn the lesson, they would get with better partners. But because they just hold hate and resent and don't learn the full picture, they always end up in weird situationships and don't learn the lesson, you know? So there's that right there with people, right? It's like an example, right? But yeah, also, sometimes you can't protect yourself because, let's say something in the past happened, right, that made you feel like you were weak, right? Let's say you got bullied, right? Until you reconcile that, you might always get picked on inside your life because you can't stand up for yourself. But if you reconcile what happened inside the past, you would be able to stop feeling weak and learn to stand up for yourself. Whatever it is, right? So there's that too, right? So they're trying to pretty much help you become free be prosperous inside your home life and career life, and also give you the strength and ability to protect yourself and reconcile with certain things from the past, whether it's certain people, whether it's stuff that you've been through, whatever it is, right? And then now I ask what's going on spiritually, what's the spiritual mission, right? One of the biggest things is trying to make people realize that no matter what happens, no matter what they do, they'll always return home to their spiritual home, right? You can let go of certain burdens and certain weight in the world. Am I doing the right thing? Should I really be doing this? Because at the end of the day, all paths lead home. No matter what you do, you will always return back home. You are going to always return back to your spirit. You'll always return back to source. You're going to always return back to where you came from. So do not worry about, am I doing the right thing? Try to just find out what you want to do truly from a soul and spirit level. Then try that thing. If it doesn't work out, that's cool. If it does work out, amazing. But if you're worried about stress, like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Should I do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it don't really matter in the sense of, it doesn't matter in regards to the fact that you'll still end up where you're supposed to be at the very end of this thing, you know? So just live your life and do what you think is best. Also, another thing is learning to, they're trying to help people to express their spirit more by so they're trying to help people to tap more into the subconscious and unconscious layers of their mind. So that way they'll be able to perceive the deeper information about who they truly are and then express that inside the world, right? Kind of deals like, for example, like I mentioned how they're trying to awaken starseeds, right? When you get deeper inside your mind, you might remember that, holy shit, I'm a starseed. Holy shit, now I could show the world that I'm a fucking starseed. Like with me, when I found out about my ET nature, my whole entire channel changed. You know what I'm saying? I still do some of the same shit, obviously, but a lot of things changed. I learned a lot more, but I could also express myself in the world in the world in various different ways that I didn't before, because I didn't have the information to actually do that. You know, so there's that, right? They're also trying to help people understand that you need to forge your own path, right? Don't follow what other people are doing. What do you think that you should do? If you just surrender and let yourself just be open to your spirit is going to tell you what to do in your own unique way. It might be similar to what he or she is doing, but it don't got to be the same exact thing, you know? So learn to surrender, open up to your spirit, and let your spirit forge your path. It does not have to look like anybody else's path. You have the power to create what you want to create with inside of your life. And then the last thing is pretty much allowing you to jump into your own unique energy. Like I mentioned that before, but in the sense of like severing ties with past things, right? So anything that's holding you back, severing those ties, because those things are keeping you grounded, overly grounded. Those are keeping you stuck. They want you to jump into the life that you could be living, where everything's going great, where you're doing your thing. They want you to jump into this new life, but you got to sever ties with things from the past. And you need to actually make your environment a power place. You need to make your home a place of power, where you actually feel like you're actually in power and in control and stuff like that. You need to make your whole entire life like that. And they're helping you to do that by severing ties with things that are holding you back and jumping into all the new things that is planned for you and that life has for you and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the message right there. I'll leave the video at that. I love you. I'm gonna catch my next video. Peace the freak out.